taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpion, and I'm going to represent it. And as always, I got my man with me. I'm letting him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do is LB, Lauderdale Boss, aka Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, Soul Wars creator, Ring Gang, Radio.com in the building.
Yes, sir. Ring Gang in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yo, what's good? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Box in the building. You know, Ring Gang Radio all day. Upset City. Let's go.
Yes, sir, man. Yeah, that's the theme of today, man. Upsets, man. And shout out to, and then, before I go on, shout out to my man P, who took over on hosting duties for the previous week when I was on vacation, man. Held it down with that bodega corner, man. You know what I'm saying? The intro was fire, though. It was a straight vibe, yo. So yeah, man, definitely, hopefully, this will lead to more of spin-off episodes with P, and because P has a lot to say about not only about boxing, but some other shit too. So man, just make sure you tune into that. You know what I mean? And last but certainly not least, because I just saw that he did pop up before I went on. I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's fly? It's your boy Conscious Pod, aka the West Coast Avenger, number one contender, right on time for liftoff. It's fucking fly, baby. Let's get it.
Well, I mean, yeah, you must be having a little turbulence.
It sounds like he's flying right now.
you high up in the sky, bro.
always, man.
But yeah, Conscious Pie, he stays in the clouds as always, man. You dig? So, yeah, man, it's good to be back. I had a little vacation. I went to the motherland. Had to, decompress and go to it was great, man. I throw it out there. Cape Town, South Africa is a wonderful place to visit, man. Love Africa is good to visit. So, but Cape Town though. It's special, bro. So yeah, if you're looking for a place to go, man, Cape Town is the way, man. The dollar is strong there. The food is excellent. It's easy to get around. There's always something going on. So yeah, Cape Town, South Africa, man. Put that on your travel wish list, man. Pat Scorpion doesn't ever lead you wrong. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. This whole weekend was the theme of this weekend was upsets. Upsets galore, man, and upsets for very different reasons. So if you were a gambling man and you decided to do whether you gambled on 1, 2, 3, 4, or you did a parlay, man, you definitely might have gotten some scratch. One upset in particular probably might be the biggest one for this year so far, even though we're only about 8 weeks in terms of odds, and we'll get to that fight in a little bit. But yeah, the first upset I gotta talk about, and this is one of the ones. This is one of the ones that's off camera, so to speak, involving one Guillermo Rigondeaux. He, like I said, the last time we saw Rigo, he kind of stunk it out badly on PBC Showtime in a fight that everyone pretty much hated. Everyone hated with a passion and upset with themselves for actually watching. So, dude took his show on the road to Dubai, and facing an unknown Filipino named Vincent Astrolabio. And here's something about Rigo that's as frustrating I can't stand. On American TV, a lot of the criticisms about Rigo style not being entertaining, and you can see it's in full display. But every single time that Rigo is international, Bruh actually boxes. He actually fights.
He engages. He actually wants to be there.
Yeah, exactly. It's the weirdest mentality. I don't know. I mean, it's not sparring mentality. I just don't know why. I mean, maybe
it's reverse sparring mentality. He one of those dudes who, if you give him a crowd to box in front of, he'll get nervous and he'll shut down. He'll go back to running and just moving around super defensively on some bullshit. But if you say, all right, man, y'all need to leave the room real quick. We about to discuss something in here. Everybody leave, and there's like maybe 5 people standing around. He'll put on the boxing clinic of his life, and he'll be engaged and, you know, throwing hands. He'll get hit, everything. And it's like, dude, like where was this like 25 people ago?
Right, exactly. And this has been the problem his whole career. And actually, it wasn't a problem early in his career. Like, he was able to, but as he got more high profile, this shit started becoming really prevalent. Because there are Rigo fights that we have enjoyed, you know, in his brief prime. Like,
yeah, but like once every 7 fights, though.
Yeah. You know, but it just wasn't issue. But like once the Donaire fight happened and he won, you know, it just went downhill. Like, he'd be on HBO Latino and he'd be knocking these fools out, but put him on a big card and this motherfucker would be stinking shit out with rare exceptions, you know. So, but this one he engaged with Astrolabio, and this is where you can see that age is starting to deteriorate him. Like Rigo's style is movement, like, and then like when you can't move like that anymore, you know, you see it. Like his style is not meant for longevity, especially at the way that he fights.
Nah, it's a ring IQ thing, man. He don't know how to just put both of them together. Like if this would have been a PBC card, he would have used up all that 40-year-old energy to run around and shit.
Hell yeah.
But when no one's around, that's when he stands and fight. It's like, yo, you know, you could do both.
Exactly.
So it's like everybody who's always on this master boxer shit with dude, yeah, I get it, but it's like the expectations are differently. I'm looking at it like, dude, you either gonna stop acting old and be old, or you're just gonna fucking retire, or you're just gonna fight better. Like, the fuck, which one is it?
Exactly. And the funny thing is too about Rigo is, for all its skill, Rigo has above average power. Dude can crack with both hands. He's very capable of knocking people out. He just doesn't do it. He does unless under extreme duress. But in this particular case, and even in this fight with Astrolabio, he did crack Astrolabio, but the problem was, you know, like I said, you can't, like, old legs, they showed up, and Astrolabio was able to cut the ring off on him and even knock him down too. The knockdown was the difference in the scores, because all 3 judges scored the fight 95-94 for Astrolabio. I mean, other than unlike the Casemiro fight, which was just pretty much, you know, people just wanted to fight, they didn't give a shit like who won or whatnot. This was
we were just too disgusted at that point.
Yeah,
they made us not care.
Yeah, this was a legit loss. Like, this wasn't bullshit. Like, you know, you can say, oh, that Rigo was robbed, job, whatever. No, Rigo lost this fight. It was a close fight, but Rigo absolutely lost this fight. And like I said, I mean, it's sad because he's lost 2 in a row, and it's gonna be hard for you know, he's 41 years old, allegedly 41. So I mean, it's gonna be hard for him to come back from this. Do we
want him to come back though?
Does he want to come back?
Because I don't know if the fans do. I mean, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, Rigo has a legit reason to say that he got railroaded, and I respect that. But like I said, he doesn't do himself favors. Like when he gets second chances, he doesn't do himself favors. And like I said, and it's sad that his career. Yeah, I mean.
Man, look, all that shit about niggas ducking him and all that shit years ago, yeah, I get it, yeah, it happened, but dude can't stop, like niggas can't keep living off of that shit. Like, he's had ample opportunities to change the narrative, and every time he does, he just fails miserably.
Absolutely. So
can't keep being sorry for this nigga. Like, there's motherfuckers who's had it worse, who don't even get title shots in their prime.
Right.
Let alone a full arenas waiting to see him.
Exactly. So
he'll be alright.
Yeah, I mean, Rigo, in this case, Rigo just needs to look at the man in the mirror as the person that he needs to decide whether or not, because PBC is probably not gonna put him on TV anymore. I think Al's pretty much like, after that show, Casemiro was like, yeah, like, I can't do that with you. I can't do that with you no more. He burned bridges with TR. Golden Boy, I'm not even sure is even a thing for him. God forbid. And Eddie, well, I don't think Eddie will want him anywhere near his fighters. Known for the fact
you mean Golden Boy UK?
Golden Boy UK. Yeah, that shit's still hilarious to me. Like.
Spicy Matchroom, I know, but Matchroom Picante, I don't know.
Oh man, though. But yeah, Rigo was the first upset, of the weekend. The next fight, however, should have been an upset. It was Top Rank had this was a Top Rank fight on ESPN Plus, where the other undisputed champion and pound for pound top 5, Josh Taylor, who is the undisputed 140 champion, was making his first title as an undisputed champion against Jack Catterall. Like I said, this fight had been postponed because Taylor had a knee injury and there was also some other issues going on there. And Catterall, the only reason why this fight actually went off is because Catterall stepped aside for the undisputed unification to take place with him and Ramirez, and so Taylor repaid the favor, and which is admirable. Like, I have no problem for it. But prior to this fight, Taylor was like, "Oh yeah, man, I can make 140 this, I can make 140 that." And 140 is not a problem.
And he had even posted about him being in better shape this time than he was for the Ramirez fight.
Yeah. And
so he was feeling himself. Boxing Twitter was all on this whole, I don't think we give Josh Taylor enough props, enough respect, this, that. Like begging for us to hype him up. Like, and this is somebody who speaks highly of Josh Taylor, maybe more than anybody on this podcast. And
facts.
And it's like, for what?
Yeah, like I said, I personally am not a fan of Josh Taylor, the person. I think he's an asshole, but I respect the accomplishments because he did clean up his division. Like, he did what other fighters say that they claim to do. So I can't. That's the part I can't get it. I can't.
He gets credit for doing it though. I mean, because when Jamel Charlo does it, he doesn't get pound for pound credit for that. Right,
and I give him, because Jamel Charlo is pound for pound too. Like, I personally, if he's undisputed, then hey, he may take Josh Taylor's spot after this. What I'm saying, by June. But
if he knocks out Castaño, he does.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. But Taylor it was all bullshit. This nigga was not in no type of shape. Like, he drained. He must have fasted, but he made the weight, but he was in no type of shape. And
he was in shape, because that's the thing. Usually, how I could tell he was in shape, and I think Catterall just beat his ass, because Josh Taylor had more energy in the late rounds of the fight, and more strength and more energy in the late rounds of the fight than he normally has ever. Can you recall the last time Josh Taylor fought that hard down the stretch?
Well, he is fighting for a 0 too, though.
Yeah, he's fighting for the hometown too.
And hometown too, and all the belts. But yeah, no, I know what you mean.
But I don't think he fought with more energy like that against Prograde, Ramirez, anybody else. So I honestly think he was in good shape. It just, boxing wise, the strategy skills, which is crazy because you got Ben Davison in your corner, but he got undressed like completely. Like,
and further too, it wasn't anything fancy. Like, Catterall just had him, basically kept him on by a jab and a left hand. Like, and then this fight is noticeable. This is what drives me crazy about certain commentary from one certain son of God. Like, Andre Ward was on one this whole fight. Like bro was wilding. Like,
that's y'all champ. That's y'all champ.
It's not my champ. Like, like I said, it's just like, and we mentioned before, Ward's commentary is up and down. Like, when he doesn't have,
but it's more down than up though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, like when he doesn't have a real dog in the fight, nigga calls the fight down the middle like he's supposed to, and he's good at it.
Which is rare.
Yeah, but this shit, like, Ward was on supposed third round. It's like, oh, Taylor already made adjustment to the left hand. Continues to get blasted by left hands and gets knocked down one. Like, nigga, are you kidding me? Like, what are you watching? like, and Bradley was saying all the right shit. Bradley was saying, like, we're seeing what most of us were seeing. Like, Taylor was looking trash. Like, Taylor couldn't get away from the left hand. He was mauling. He was
Dude, this was a poor man's Froch versus Darrell. Maybe
yes.
a more entertaining version of it, actually. But it's the same dynamic. One guy doesn't land like hardly any clean punches. He roughhouses and mauls you and mangles you around, and he stays competitive doing that. But for the most part, he's the one getting out punched, outlanded, outboxed, outfought by clean, effective punching. So that's really what the fight was. Like, honestly, this is the first time I've seen a 1-2 be so effective since Sergio Martinez was a champion.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So remember, like, a 1-2 used to drop his ass all the time. Like,
yeah, and actually, I think it was a 1-2-3 that actually dropped Taylor for the first time in his career from Catterall. Like, it was.
And the 1-2-3, that's like you get hit with like everything at that point if you get dropped by that. Like, nigga, listen, like 1, 2, 3. Like, you hear how that sounds just now, all in fast succession. Wow.
Yeah, Taylor was getting hit with some like every time Catterall threw some combinations, like Taylor got all of them. He got hit by all of them shits.
Honestly, that's where Catterall kind of fucked up. Like, I think he should have kind of sold out more on his offense, because at one point it looked like he could have stopped Taylor.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially after the knockdown, I was just like, I was just waiting for that. I was like, yo, this.
But I think the ref fucked up the momentum in that.
Yeah, the ref was a little bit too involved, and I think because this is like I said, because it was a hometown type of fight. So the fight
had to be, because it was chippy as fuck though.
Yeah. But he fucked up with the fucking deductions. He deducted Catterall for holding, but then also too, he also deducted Taylor for giving this nigga like I don't know if he hit him after the belt or just gave him like a fist pound, but he deducted him after.
Dude, honestly, nah, I kind of fuck with the ref for doing that. Josh Taylor was being an asshole. He knew what he was doing. That wasn't like no fist pound. That was almost like a legit body shot. He winged that in there real sharp. Like, nah. Like, he knew what he was doing with that. Like, nah. It's like I said, the ref was doing too much, but I feel like he had to, because if he didn't, that fight would have really went out of control. Like, he would almost have to do some Jack Reese shit from like the Ward Rodriguez fight, where he had to be like, look, and I think he deducted a point from both or some shit, or right. Like you motherfuckers need to stop. Like, chill with this bullshit. Like, that fight was just so rough. But man, the punches that Taylor took were clean as fuck though. Yeah, they were, man. They were. AOP, man, what'd you actually think about this fight?
Bullshit decision. Catterall was knocking his head back with jabs all night, and the right or left, and it was bullshit. I mean, unfortunately, he gassed at the end. That's what fucked him over. But you gassed too for that damn wrestling and shit. Yeah. Exactly. I feel like by the 5th round, it started to get like too ugly for my liking. It was just like, it just became an ugly, sloppy fight. So I was just kind of just like, oh, like just an eyesore. And the ref was kind of a little asserting himself a little bit too much, but in certain ways it was understandable. So yeah, Taylor did not look good at all, and he should have lost. So and Catterall did gas a little bit, like in the last couple of rounds. That is true though. I mean, he still did enough to win though. When you count the point deduction and the knockdown too, honestly, did Taylor win more than 5 rounds to you? No. Nope. And the funny thing is too is if you look at the official cards, you see, if you look at the 11th and 12th rounds, you basically see, I think 2 of the judges gave Taylor the 11th round, and I think it was the same shit for like the 12th round, and you get to see how Taylor escaped with a victory.
the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, and these are rounds that Taylor like probably didn't land no more than like 6 punches. That's another thing too. Like Taylor's punch output was horrible. Like he was horrible in this fight.
He couldn't get anything going. Like he fought like a Scottish Carl Froch.
Facts.
And if y'all be on this podcast long enough, y'all know I'm no fan of Carl Froch. Like seriously, like I don't know, super middleweight, probably like the division I'm the least fan of niggas.
Yeah, like I'm not a fan of Froch either. I mean, honestly, if you debate
the whole era, like after Kawasaki retired, it was like, man, fuck this shit. Like,
Yeah, Super Middle is not a very consistent era. I mean, yeah, after the Super 6 era, the 1/6 Super Middle was just it went.
And it seems like nobody ever wants to fight each other.
Yeah,
every era has one person that fights everybody. That's it.
Right, exactly. You know, and yeah.
Shout out Henny God Slick. My bad, Pat.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, salute Henny God, man. I tapped in real brief, man. Salute, for you to join in and listen to us, man. As always, man.
So, what do you think about the fight?
Yeah.
Shit, I mean, we asking everybody right now.
Yeah, I mean, whoever tuned in, man, just let us know what you actually thought about Taylor Catterall, man.
If you thought Taylor should have won, put a W. If you think he should have lost, for the L.
Right. Now, I mean, I will say this though. I mean, the fight was, regardless of what Taylor did, the fight was close, but it was a close but clear victory for Catterall.
It was close only in the sense because of the rough house and the roughness. The ring generalship made that fight close.
Right, exactly.
Because you're looking at all the smothered and clinching, and so you're counting like maybe 10 punches around between all that.
Right, and then Catterall clearly landed more punches. Like you don't even need CompuBox stats to do that. Like, Catterall clearly landed more. But what really made the fuckery kind of disgrace, like the fact that Taylor won, is that one of the scores was 114,
111. Oh, I gouged my eyes out when I saw that.
Yeah, and that's with a point deduction and a knockdown. So without that shit would have been like a 116, 112 type of shit. That shit would have been
the
8
fix
rounds.
was in. The fix was in.
Oh, yeah. No, wait. Nuh-uh. No. Let me correct you guys. That judge was just putting the damn scores from the last Taylor fight. So let's give him a break. He had his scorecard super late.
Word.
We needed that scorecard last year, not this year. Like
we did, yo. We truly did.
So it's like I'm mad, but it's like I'm not all the way mad. Like,
but I mean, everybody thought Catterall won the fight. So
yeah, definitely.
And I mean, the poll we did, last night basically just affirms that, because we asked the people in the poll, well, who did you score the Taylor Catterall fight for? Taylor Catterall, or a draw? And we had 59 votes so far, and 81% said Catterall.
Yeah.
So
why is not 100%?
Because 12% said draw and 7% said Taylor.
Damn, who's the motherfucker who voted Taylor? Like, honestly, that wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, they were wild. It definitely wasn't me. Like, and I just couldn't. I felt for Catterall, like, because usually the UK fight community is strong, but them, they all, like, there was none of them was like fucking with Taylor with that. Like, they were like, like it was a disgrace. Like every single one of the English fighters that had a blue check was saying like, nah, this is some bullshit. And then Crawford was like, it was like, stop, was it stop embarrassing me? I'm different. Some shit.
Crawford always got something to say after somebody have a hard fight. Like, god damn.
Well, yeah, because I mean, obviously Taylor and Crawford has been bandied about so much because the WBO prior to the fight actually gave super champion status, which means he can actually go up and fight Crawford.
Yeah, no, Taylor doesn't deserve a Bud fight after that. No Crawford fight for you, Josh.
Yeah, we gotta be soup Nazi on this one.
Yeah, no soup for you.
Yeah, because and Taylor now is talking about, oh, well, maybe I've outgrown this division.
But right before he said, oh well, it's not pertinent that I'm going to 147. It's not set in stone. I might Now it's something else.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna go to 147. You know, I had a hard camp. I had a knee injury. You know, I wasn't feeling good. You know, he was. Yeah, dude. He was on some hoe shit. Yeah, so it was just like, yeah. And now the WWE is like, yeah, I think they want to try to cash him out. And because if he fought how he fought last night, Crawford will whoop his ass. Like, I didn't think
Crawford's like the least amount of his worries. Like Tank would have beat his ass. Like Tiafimo, dude. Shit, Williams Zepeda and the other fucking Zepeda.
Yeah, Zepeda
could have knocked him out. Like, Otto Barbosa Jr. Like, look, 140 is too fucking shark infested to have that type of performance, and you're a top guy.
Yeah, and he's a top guy in a top division. Like the Sharks are swimming around in some jaw shit.
Yeah, like the blood in the water. Like the blood is so powerful. You got motherfuckers who in the deep end who don't even really come up to light.
Yeah, exactly.
Smell that shit. Like, hold on, you don't see the Montana Love gonna show up? Haney might pop up. Who else? Like.
Yeah, so like Taylor knows. Like like I said, Taylor for the most part, like his performances have got, they weren't saying anything like that. But after this one, we see him all vulnerable. Like, they're circling. He's getting ridiculed. He's getting like they're not fucking with him. I think one gambling like spot, is like refunded all the bets from anyone who actually betted on Catterall. Because they're like, this shit, Catterall won the shit. Like, the shit.
Damn. That's like the realest nigga of the year award for that.
And
like,
Catterall went on Instagram and tagged Josh Taylor like, when you dropping off my belts. It's like this boxing game is a fucking disaster. He said. I feel you, Catterall.
So so Taylor now is at a crossroads, an unfortunate crossroads. Like, he's pound for pound. Like, make no mistake, Taylor is still a pound for pound fighter, but now he just dented his pound for pound status a good amount. Like now
drop real hard.
So now basically he's at a point where he has to make a very important decision, and then whatever he makes, it will probably affect his career. Does he stay at 140, where he has some dangerous mandatories coming up? Like, Zepeda is his next mandatory. Like, Zepeda, got his mind right again. So, you deal with that, and you deal with some other mandatories, or you go up to 147 and get your ass beat by Crawford, which is it's still a possibility, regardless if he adjusts to the way or not.
Shit, I feel like Thurman and knock Taylor out cold.
Shit, Danny Garcia will probably knock this nigga out cold.
Oh Lord, that's it.
And I'm not even bullshitting. Like, I'm not like it like I can see that.
It's over now. This motherfucker said Danny Garcia, cause you know what? That might be the damn mythical matchup now. Like, this nigga said Danny Garcia knock out Taylor. Like, honestly, like, coming from you, that's like, wow. Like, Taylor had to look awful for that to happen. Like, and
he did. He looked like
this is bizarre. I didn't have this on my Deadpool I didn't have this on my thing today for Pat saying Danny Garcia would beat Josh Taylor. Like,
let's put it this way. I mean, Josh Taylor fought like Josh Kelly, bro. Like, before when he got his ass whooped.
Yeah, he low key did. It was just a bad performance. Like, I know people was like, yo, you can't be too hard on him. Everybody has an off night, but look, man, if you're at that level, you can't afford to have an off night, and your off night is that bad.
Right.
You can have an off night, but you still gotta fucking you still gotta perform to where you're better than the next person. Like, there's been fighters that had off nights in the history of boxing, and they still won clearly. Like right. Floyd had an off night against Victoriano Sosa. Like, that's an off night. But you can't tell me Sosa won more than 5 rounds, or even 4 rounds if that. Like, you can't tell me Floyd looked that bad where Sosa won 6 rounds.
Absolutely.
And it made it be on some like, damn, Floyd need to run it back. Nah, off night, but he won clearly. Shit, many niggas have off nights and win clearly. Like, you're not gonna look perfect, but if you're gonna be that dude, your off night still gotta be better than everyone else.
Exactly.
And Josh Taylor off night wasn't.
Right, and it's just the expectations. Like, you know, like I said, I mean, Josh Taylor still has done a lot for a guy who hasn't had 20 fights yet. Like, he's done a lot.
Of course, it's like he's a couple wins away from Hall of Fame, honestly.
He is, like, and it depends, and that would depend how he goes. Like, now, if he decides, like, you know what, I'm not ready for 147, he keeps 140, and he actually goes through more of the gauntlet, like, and we talked about this like offline, but like the second tier of 140, like the new cats at 140, not the ones he's already beaten, like the ones that the newer sharks that are swimming around there. If
that's like a whole new division,
right? And if he starts beating those, and he honestly, we'd have to talk to him about probably being the best 140 pounder since Costa Zoo, you know. Yeah. So I mean, but Taylor has options, but there's serious options, and like I said, if Taylor vacates his belt, you know, I mean, pretty much like there'll be some interesting fights to fill them. You know, IBF will be Matias and Ponce, and WBO most likely Catterall will probably be put in against either Pero or Teofimo Lopez. WBA will be Puello and Barroso, and WBC would most likely be, and we'll talk about this fight later, like, you know, Ramirez Pedraza winner versus Jose Zepeda. So like there would be interesting fights. Like 140, you know, I mean, all those fights are basically on some damn near fight of the year shit or brutal knockout shit. Like, you know, it's gonna happen if Taylor vacates. 140 will keep moving, but if Taylor doesn't, you know, then yeah, he'll face some serious mandatories. And he can't be having a close shave with Catterall in fights with 95% things he lost, and thinking that he won't get beat very soon. So I mean,
yeah, he's definitely looking like food right now. I don't know if there's any much to say about it. It's just I feel like Taylor, if I could give him one career advice, I would say, look, go and rematch Catterall. Put it up at a catch weight at like 143. Let him dictate the terms or whatever or whatever. Make sure shit's fair. You know, it ain't gotta be for the belts or whatever. It could be for the belts if he beat you or whatever. But I would set up a catch weight, maybe 143. Give yourself a little, you know, couple pounds, and rematch, dude, yo.
I mean, I think Catterall wants to be undisputed champion. I don't think. I mean, catch weights are for him. Like
but I feel you. Like, but this is the thing. We personally, fans, we would still, if Catterall was to beat Taylor at 142 or 143. We would still look at him as undisputed 140. I don't care about all the other technicalities of that shit. We just want to see the fight. But if Taylor can't make 140 no more, I don't think that should be a reason why he can't rematch Catterall. Like, I feel like he needs to fight Catterall. Like, just like I feel like Mikey Garcia needs to fucking fight fucking Sandor Martin and just get that blemish off of you and go to the next one.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, that
just a better look. Like honestly, what could erase Josh Taylor right now? The blemish right now, 147, and you fight you a killer that we think you're gonna lose against because you look so bad, or say fuck it, fight Catterall again.
Right. I mean, it looks like Catterall is still an option, but. You know, we'll have to see because, like I said, dude is talking that. I mean, well, obviously, if he starts vacating belts, then that Catterall fight is going to be done. Like he won't want no parts of Catterall again.
Yeah, which is sad. I mean, look, we shouldn't be saying, "Damn, man, Josh Taylor don't want no more parts of Catterall." Like, look how that sounds.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, because like I said, the only reason why it would be was because if Catterall, if Taylor was gonna stay at 140. If he's not, then Catterall's if he gets up the belts, then for 100% sure that Catterall is not in his future plans. He's not gonna fight. He's not gonna fight.
Yeah, if he gonna give up the belts, then fuck it. But it's not a good look, man.
Yeah, it wasn't a good look. And for pound fighters, like I said, I mean, when's the last time you seen a pound for pound fighter have such a really bad performance like this against against just a regular ass Mando? Like,
yeah, there's some shit like that be happening with Oscar Valdez.
Right, right.
Oh, hold on. Shaheem seen that Nas review video, and he got slick. He did.
He did. Yo, did he? I mean, that's a good look. I mean, but
that's a good look, though. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
What? Like, what? Who saw it?
Screenshot?
I mean, is there a screenshot you could like send to our Twitter or something like that?
IG, something.
Yeah, I'd love to see what he had to say about that.
Who said it? Who saw it?
Shaheem.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's fire. Wow.
Yeah, I gotta see the proof though. I believe you. Yeah, I mean, I fucks with you. Just,
yeah. And you got to go. So we believe you.
And Henny God said, "Yeah, my girl, speak to him." Yeah, it was. Yeah, tell Shy that. Yeah, like say send something like put it in a message or something like, or if he's on. I know this nigga's on Twitter or Instagram. Like, tell him to say something about it. Like, we want to know.
yeah, facts. But shout out to you and your girl, letting us know everything. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, like tell Shy that we know there's definitely gonna be some more videos in that vein in the very near future. Trust,
Yeah. Cause now I'm thinking like, damn, there was a bunch of albums that from that time. Now it was like, yeah, we gotta fuck with that. Someone said Capadonna, the Pillage, some other joint, the Infamy. Like,
I mean, we even show love to Shy's 90s albums too, especially that second album, bro. Like, we'll show love to Shy if he wants to, if he shows us, if he.
You talking about? I got your back, you got my front, from start to finish, going out all together because we co-defendants. Like,
hey, yeah,
yo, that was my shit.
Yeah, definitely shoot Shy, man. Dude was underrated. Dude was one of my favorite kid rappers, from the 90s, bro. Like, that was
legend.
To the
Wu-Tang Clan, and we ran from the tunnel, like
word. Yo.
Oh man, but damn, my bad. We got off topic a little bit.
Yeah, but just to wrap up that fight. Yeah, just to wrap up. Someone needs to check Ward in this commentary. Like, Ward, because Ward was copping some serious plays. Like, he's like, well, first this nigga's talking about, oh yeah, this weight, there's nothing like dude's in great condition. And he's like, well, I think this dude was, I think he was too heavy for this, and that's what made him fight the way he was fought. And he needs to fight better.
Nigga, make up your mind.
Yeah, make up your goddamn mind, bro. Like,
his worst performances come anytime Postal fights.
Yeah. And another thing I definitely want to bring up, like Ward, I think Ward has internalized all the criticisms that he got in his career, and he got it in his commentary, and it's basically any fighter that fights similar to how he fought, like how Catterall kept everything in line with a jab, because Ward has said up and down about jab, like anyone who fights like that, he's like, nah, like, bro, you gotta knock him out, bro. You gotta you gotta put him away. You gotta be a dog.
This nigga turned into the knockout artist on the commentary. Like,
yeah, like this nigga, you have a 50% career knockout rate, bro. Like, stop it.
Like, dude, you didn't even want to put your foot down and knock out Ale Green, who was drained, who you knew was drained, the fans knew was drained, he knew was drained.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't want to hear it. If you're not gonna knock out a fighter that you know is drained and that has nothing for you, then
yeah, especially when you had old ass Glenn Johnson put dude away, like,
exactly, and put away a version that wasn't drained.
Yeah, exactly. Like, bruh, stop it. Yeah.
Stop it, like, man, I'm sorry, man. Like, why the fuck you broke up Ward now? Because you made me want to just go into the Golovkin shit now, but we gonna go in with these.
We're gonna go there, but because I had to, because like War was especially bad. His commentary was bad. Like he was throwing shade and talking all types of stupid like about this fight, and like niggas were on Twitter like, what the fuck is Andre watching, bro? Like he's not watching it. Like he's watching what he wants to watch. Like
I tried to warn y'all about Ward years ago, but everybody's seeing what I saw back then. People seeing it now. It's easier to spot in the commentary when he opened his mouth. But real ones knew. Real ones knew though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you need to like Ward needs someone needs to like calm down like or like
it ain't about you.
Like you don't need. It's not about you. You don't got to be a yes man or a TR show. Like if someone is fighting, like call it down. Like Bradley doesn't. I mean Bradley. Has his own issues, but Bradley, was on point. Like he was saying.
Because look, Bradley loves boxing. Like I'm telling you, Ward is someone who doesn't like boxing like that. He's another one of those did it because I'm good at it niggas.
Right.
And it shows, trust me, it shows. It's so clear with them vanilla ass performances he used to put on. Same as it's clear as day with these damn negative Nancy, bitter Betty ass damn comments he be having during commentary. Like,
yeah, and we'll definitely touch upon them. Yeah, later, near the end of the pass. Trust, but Taylor Catterall, like we want to see a rematch. Taylor needs to really think really hard about what happened, about what went down in that fight, because he's looking like straight up food. And I hate saying that about any pound for pound fighter, but that's exactly what it is, food. Like sharks are gonna eat straight up.
Yeah, you lucky this ain't at 154 where everybody's a puncher. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Catterall put a knock your ass up.
Well, technically, 140 has punches too.
Yeah. What I'm talking about.
And one could argue that they just as murderous as 150. Well, not as murderous as 175. 175 has murderous punches, but 154, 140 are not too far behind.
It's more top heavy at 175, but at 154 and 140, it's like it's evenly spread out. Like
they have a lot. Yeah, they got a lot of sharp.
Like everybody can punch at 140 and 154.
Yeah,
175 is like just skip over someone. Yeah. The jobbers at 154 can punch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'll fuck around. You'll be having a damn life and death battle with fucking Cowboy out here. Like.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, but like I said, it was still good. It was a good. Even though it was a rough fight to watch, it was still a good fight. So, like I said, top rate. Like I said, we'll just have to wait to see what the aftermath is going to be in the following weeks. But